Hello, welcome back to another video of Microsoft Dynamics 365 Financial Operation, and in this particular video we will be talking about list. So first, before going to the coding section, let's try to understand what is list. List is one of the powerful data structure in X++ programming language. A list in X++ is a dynamic data structure that allow you to store, manage a collection of items or elements of the same type. Unlike the fixed size arrays, lists have a dynamic size that can grow or shrink based on the number of elements. This flexibility makes list an excellent choice for handling a varying amount of data. The list class contains elements that are accessed sequentially, so it is very much important point because in case of array we know that we can access element by the index. But in case of class, the element that is present on that list, we have to access those sequentially. The list class provide add start method, add end method. By using these methods, you can add elements at the end, at the beginning, as well as a list class provide the get enumerator or get iterator method. You can use an iterator to insert or delete elements from a list object. Now in this particular class we will try to write our code. So first what we will do here, we will create the list. Okay, so for that you have to type this particular code. You have to specify the name of the class, that is list here, and you have to give the name of the object which is of the type list. And to create the object, you know that we have to specify the new keyword, and inside this particular list constructor you have to specify the type. Here we are specifying a string. That means in this particular list we are going to store string type of values. Instead of this string, if you want to store different type of elements, that is also possible. So as you can see that we can store any type, blob, class, container, date, all these types of data inside a list. Okay, but now for the sake of simplicity we'll take here string. Okay, now what we'll do, now if you want to add a element to this particular list, then what we can do, you have to specify the name of the list, that is my list over here, and then you have to specify a method that is add end or add start. So you can use add end or add start both. Here I am using add start, and if you give the bracket, you can see that it is taking the argument as any type of element. So you can specify here the name of the element. So for example, here I have to specify the string apple. Okay, so as we are trying to create a list of fruits, so that's why in the first position I just given the name of a fruit. So like this way you can also add element at the last. So you have to again specify my list here, and then just give a dot and then add end. You can choose here add end, and after that you can specify the name of your fruit. So here I have given the banana. In the same way, if you want to add more items or more elements, that is also possible. So let me add one more item. So here I have just added one more item, cherry, at the end. So based on your requirement, if you want to add it to the top or if you want to add it to the end, you can do that. Now let me add one particular element at the beginning of the list. So that's why I have just call the add start, and I have given here the orange. So it will add the orange fruit at the first position of the list. Now you can add more elements, but that's it for the example purpose. Now if I want to access all the elements sequentially, then what we have to do? Now you can access all the elements, or you can iterate using the get enumerator or get iterator. So let me show that as well. So here I have to use a enumerator class, and you have to create the object of enumerator like this way. So we have to specify the enumerator, and then you have to create the object of enumerator, and using the help of the particular list that I have created, there you will get a method called get enumerator. Okay, and if we'll call this particular get enumerator, then it will pass that particular, it will convert this list as an enumerator, and using this enumerator you can iterate over all the items sequentially. So this particular list enumerator class lets you traverse the element in a list. List enumerator start before the first element in the list. You must call the list enumerator dot move next method to make it point the first element in the list. So that's why we can use the while loop to set the pointer to the first element in the list using the move next. Okay, and remember one important point over here, it is best practice to use the list enumerator class instead of list iterator class. Now we'll use a while loop, and using the while loop, what we can do, using this while loop we have to use this particular enumerator and we have to call the function move next. So it will be pointing out the first element in the list. Okay, now what we can do, if we'll apply the enumerator dot current, it means it will return the current element or the first element when it is iterating for the first time, and then we are printing out that particular element in the front end. So whatever the element will be present in the list, it will move one by one, it will move next, and if there will be no element will be present, it will end the while loop. So that's why it is very much important that you use the enumerator, and using the while loop you can use the move next, and if you want to access that particular element on that list, then use the current method, and using this we can access the element. So now let me save the code using Ctrl S, and you can see that this particular class I have to set as a startup object, and to see the result I can click on the start button. Now you can see that our code executed successfully, and in the list you can see that these are the lines at the state. For the first element I have assigned apple, and then at the end banana, then cherry, and at the end I have given the orange at the first position. That's why this one orange is actually showing in the first position, and after that you can see apple, and after that banana and cherry. So this sequence is very much important in case of list. So whatever you want to represent your list in a sequential manner, that is actually possible in case of list. So I hope now this particular code is actually clear for you. Instead of enumerator, you can also use the list iterator to traverse the array element. So I am just giving that particular as a assignment. You just create a class of list. You just create a list of items like this one, apple, banana, cherry and orange. You can use any other list as your choice, for example list of cities or list of animals as your wish, and you just use the list iterator instead of enumerator. Okay, so I hope now it's clear. Thanks for watching this video. See you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye bye.